Okay, so we are approaching the end of the semester here, 2 more weeks about. So I want to kind of go over the final paper, which I think we've been kind of working on. You chose your topics, you've done a first draft. Hopefully, you've been sort of doing a little research along the way, and now we sort of have 2 weeks to in order to get these going. So I want to kind of go over the requirements, what I'm going to be looking for on this final paper. It's worth 15 points, so I think it's the most significant amount of points of any assignment. So, but it's still not it's not going to break anything. So, but I definitely want you to show that you've put some time and effort into this paper. So it's about 3 to 5 pages. Again, I'll let you sort of determine on that. Depending on where you are in your writing. So somewhere within there. And on the chosen topic that relates to Japanese culture. Right? And the primary goal of your paper is to show how your topic reflects elements of Japanese culture covered in this course. Right? So that's really what I'm looking for. You've picked a topic and discuss it culturally. Why is it significant? Right? That's really what I'm looking for. You can use research for this paper. It can be from online sources, materials that we've read in the semester, or books or articles from the library. So get in, look into that. Hopefully you've already done. We've done some rough drafts before, so hopefully everyone has a little bit of research done. And now spend these next week or so to research. You can finish that research and get some ideas on paper. Your citations will need to be cited, and you will need to include them in a works cited page at the end of your paper. So do that, and then review the final paper format and grading criteria just below. And you upload these final paper on the Lima assignments by December the 11th. So paper needs to be in a proper essay format. So it has to have an introduction paragraph that should describe your topic and discuss why it's an important element of Japanese culture. This is where you kind of want to keep your thesis as well. And again, for this class, you can just say X is significant to Japanese culture because, and give some points, right? It's sort of a research paper, and just kind of. I think that's an easy enough way to go about it. And then it should have body paragraphs. And each paragraph, right, try to stick to one main point in each paragraph, right? And don't make really long paragraphs. If any paragraph is over a page, it's probably too long. So make sure each paragraph just has one idea that's discussing your topic, either a little bit of history about it, or some sort of connection, some sort of explanation about what it is, and then some paragraphs about its significance to Japanese culture. And then a conclusion paragraph should sort of summarize your topic's significance. Make sure you proofread it. The best way to proofread it is to print it out and read it to yourself. If you can't print it out, at least try to read it off the. Read it out loud yourself off your computer screen, and you can work through there. I want you to use at least 3 sources with proper citations. So internet sources, give the entire URL and a footnote. Books or articles, use proper citations, MLA, APA, or Chicago, whichever you're more familiar with. If you don't know where any of those are, you can click on UH Hilo Library will get you, help you out with that. And again, provide a works cited list there as well. What am I going to be grading on? What am I looking for? How well you describe your topic. So, make sure you have a pretty good idea of what that is. That you show me that you know what it is. Show me that you're familiar with its history, with where it came from, all of those main points. If it's a major figure, who is it? What is the historical context? All of those points. And hopefully now, people are pretty, hopefully now you're pretty familiar with, Japanese from the Jomon, Japan from Jomon to contemporary world. So there. And then, and then the other thing, how will you explain your topic's connection to Japanese culture? It's really what I'm looking for too. What is your topic? How does it express culture? How does it reflect Japanese culture? How is it significant to Japanese culture? Maybe, has it influenced other cultures? Those kind of ideas. And then I'm going to be looking at your research on your topic. Wikipedia is a good place to start, but if you're only using Wikipedia sites, right, I want you to kind of get a little deeper than that. Or if you're just using sort of cursory internet sites in general, I try to get something a little bit, try to make a step, try to find some nice some good sites, maybe an article or a book or something about it. So that's kind of the paper, what I'm looking for in the paper. Just sort of the essay layout here. This is kind of your traditional what it should look like. So your essay, right? You should have an intro paragraph. So this introduces your topic. Provide the basic background of the information, and then the last one's right. Somewhat be your thesis, right? In this case, right, it can be as simple as X, whatever your topic is significant in Japanese culture because something similar, something along those lines. Give a couple reasons why it's important, and then let your body paragraph explain that significance. So your body paragraph should be one idea, and each should have sort of a topic sentence, main piece of evidence, and transition to the next point. So in this case, just your first couple body paragraphs should be the historical context, explain your topic, and then if you have 2 or 3 more paragraphs about its importance and culture. I mean, if each paragraph's about a page, 2 to 3 of each section, you'll have 5 pages, right? And then a concluding paragraph here. What is it about? And sometimes, and you'll notice this, right, is that once you write your paper, your concluding paragraph is where your thesis comes, or your main point comes out, because now you have all your ideas here. So sometimes it's really useful to then take this, right, find your main point and your conclusion, move it up to the beginning of your paper, and then see if your body paragraphs, you can refine those a little bit more and make them more clear. Right? This is sort of the process of revising and drafts. And everyone's submitted a draft, so you should have, use my feedback in that to help you out within your paper. So that's kind of the essay layout in general, just sort of a generalized essay layout. But be thinking about this in the context of your essay. And then presentation, right? Presentation guidelines. So this is 10 points. This is also due on December 11th. You can upload these to Laulima. I just want you to discuss your presentation to your fellow students. Right? It should be in a PowerPoint or Google slide format, contain around 5 to 7 slides. I've given some guidelines down below. Mainly the first and second slides are the important ones. All the other slides can be however you want them and formatted. But don't just cut and paste a bunch of text on each slide, right? I mean, try to make them informative. And then you can upload your presentations to Laulima. If you want to upload, narrate your presentation, you can do that. I'll give you some options. You can use Screencast-O-Matic, which is what I usually use. There's another one called Loom that's pretty easy. Or you might be able to do it, record your desktop or your laptop in another format if you have it. And you can upload those as well to Laulima forums as well. Overall, if you narrate your presentation, it should be you don't need to do any more than 10 minutes, which 5 to 7 slides should adequately be more than adequate for 10 minutes. So what am I going to look for? Presentation guidelines. So you need to follow these guidelines, grading criteria. So it should be out 5 to 7 slides. Each slide should have some text and an image, right? I mean, again, this is the importance of building presentations, right? Is you're giving some information, basic information, but you don't want to overload them, right? With too much information, you want to be able to talk and point out that. The first slide should have your name, the title of your presentation, your paper, your name, and an opening image, right? That kind of sort of relates to your topic. The second slide, you need to have bullet points for your main ideas covered in your presentation. So these are the first one and the second one, title, name, and then what you're going to cover in your presentation. And then the remaining slides are fine, but they should be, 1 point on each slide. Don't overload your presentations, right, for your audience, right? That you want, any more than, I know that some of my slides get a little busy. I understand that, but I kind of am trading off between giving enough information. I try to explain each image. I try to explain the text. Right? I try to, without giving over too much. So try to find that balance between image and text in your presentation. And the final slide, list of resources used in your presentation. So use that as like the last slide. If your presentation submitted, you can upload your PowerPoint or Google slide to Laulima. If you want to narrate your Screencast-O-Matic or Loom or something else, 10 minutes, you can also upload that directly to Laulima as well. Grading criteria, how well did you discuss your topic? Right? Have you explained your main points? Have you showed it's connected to Japanese culture? Show that. That's what I'm going to be grading on. And I'm also going to be grading on format. How well did you relay the information? Is your presentation organized? Are the screen slides balanced? Right? Does the presentation draw your audience's attention? Right. So that's kind of the presentation. Again, here's sort of an example of a talk I gave. Right. So here's an inscription I was discussing. Vasudeva of Pakistan, 2017. My name here. There, the conference. It was presented on the second slide, right? This is the presentation overview. What you and the audience, or what am I going to talk about? So I didn't use bullet points here, but I listed them 1, 2, 3. I'm first going to discuss a transcription, translation, interpretation of this inscription. And then I'm going to talk about the dating of the pedestal, how we know how old it is, and discuss that with the script and then the setting, and then religious implications of this text. Right. So now if we went through the rest of this presentation, it's going to adhere to this presentation overview. Here's a transcription and translation. Here's things that have changed it. Here's some more. It's now here's some pictures of it. So now this is script, right? This is how we date it. Here's some historical context here, and then religious iconography, religious interpretations, right, and the religious significance of this text, right, and then a conclusion as well. So that's why it's important to have a presentation overview, so you can kind of walk your audience through these main points. So that's sort of an example there. So try to do that with yours, right? Again, it doesn't have to be quite as as many images there, but one thing, just don't try to give a bunch of text, blocks of text on each slide. Try to kind of balance that out a little bit. All right, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know.